And now on to Khan's digital world. Our world-famous host here is an author, a keynote speaker, and a consultant. His good name, Dr. Badrul Khan. Today, Dr. Khan's premier guest is Ms. Brenda Bannon, and this will be followed by Dr. Khan's interaction with some students. Let's have a look.
Welcome to Khan's Digital World. I'm Badrul Khan. Today, my guest is Dr. Brenda Bannon. She's an associate professor at George Mason University. Today, we're going to talk about smart medical teams training that she has developed. And welcome, Dr. Brenda Bannon. It's so good to see you. We know each other for many, many years, and I'm so happy that you are here today. So talk to me about what is that going on in your life with this new technique and strategy that you're using, the smart medical teams training. Could you please share with us?
I'd be happy to, Badrul. Thank you for having me. We are conducting what is called a team-based training exercise using a new technology called the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things are really internet-enabled components and devices that are connected through software that continuously feeds signals to the internet. And the reason this is so exciting is because there are real-world types of situations like team-based training in medical situations that we can now track behavior in the real world continuously fed to the cloud and then immediately processed and shown back to these medical teams to improve their performance and their learning and their reflection on their own behavior.
Do you have any specific hospital that you're testing it, or?
Yes, we have a partnership. There was a volunteer challenge sponsored by the National Institutes of Standards and Technology, and they called it the Global City Teams Challenge. So a whole volunteer team that I led of 40 professionals with professors as well as Inova Fairfax Hospital, the chief of surgery and his team in their simulation area, as well as Fairfax Fire and Rescue, joined together to conduct a real-world simulation that we instrumented with sensors and small microprocessors like this one, which is a proximity beacon that feeds a signal to a credit card size computer that then feeds the data automatically to the cloud. The cloud processes it instantly, and then we are able to show that data back to the teams, immediately concluding an accident scene rescue, an 11-mile journey back to Inova Fairfax Hospital and their trauma bay, and it actually tracks all the movements of the medical professionals and their proximity to the simulation patient or the mannequin, and feeds it back to them in real time in the debriefing session. This is important because basically in simulation, the debriefing session is the most critical point of learning. And we can show when one team, the Fairfax Fire and Rescue team, transfers the patient to the emergency department team, that is where research also says that a lot of medical mistakes are made. So we're able to show that in real time with visual data immediately following the real-world simulation. So we are taking e-learning out into the physical world.
That's wonderful for the viewers. My passion and my profession is e-learning. Dr. Brenda, she is one of the few known faces those days who understood web-based instruction and e-learning. In my first book, which is 1997, web-based instruction is behind me. That book is displayed. She wrote about many instructional strategies and instructional design useful for online learning and e-learning. And this is an example of this simulation she's doing is a simulated situation, but it's going to help all the medical teams involved in it. And this is wonderful because the show is digital world. In the digital world, we are trying to mention that it is the world created around you. Even you're living in a physical world, but around you, every transaction you do in this world, it creates a physical, the digital world. So having said that, so what kind of a response are you getting from people who are using it? Is it positive? Are they learning, and how well they are learning, and things like that?
Well, it was a technology proof of concept. We wanted to see whether we could actually get the data from the accident scene, the 11-mile journey to the emergency department. We collected over 12,000 points of data in an hour and a half, and all that data was immediately aggregated, immediately processed, and shown back immediately following. So we got valuable feedback from the teams themselves as to what would work in their context for them and what would not work. So now we are pursuing funding on this idea with the hope that we can change their situation awareness, their reflection, their collaborative process together, and improve their time, efficiency, and response.
Oh, this is wonderful. I mean, this is one of the best projects that we see these days happening, that I hope that you will receive a good response from the medical field and globally. And so that obviously you'll get some funding through this show. I can request our viewers, you know of any funding places, and if you're interested in it, you can call us and we'll make sure Dr. Menon get the news about what kind of support and how to improve our system, and your support is will be well received. And so would you tell us, our viewers, so what do you see the future of this smart medical team training, simulation, and what's out there in future also?
Well, I believe personally that there are 50 billion devices are projected by 2020 like these that will be connected to the internet. It's going to fundamentally change how we learn, what we learn from our own behavior and from the environment. Mobile behavioral sensing is going to change what we know about learning.
Very good. And I feel that, you know, we are in the world that we have to make use of all the information technology in a very meaningful way. And here comes Professor Menon, using the instructional design strategies, learning strategies to bring the training system, which is technology based, to the public. And I hope and I wish the best for her project. Today's episode is another interesting one. We have on my left Aubrey, and on my right is Autumn. They are both high school students here in Virginia. They go to West Springfield High School. So I thought that, as you all know, the digital world that we are living in, and we have been interviewing professionals, and I have a thought that how others, especially the younger generation, how they're using the digital world. So welcome, Aubrey, to our show.
Thank you for having me.
And Autumn, on my right.
Thank you.
Let me ask you that, do you both have a smartphone?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
And do you use them?
Yeah,
Every
every day.
Every day? And your parents have a smartphone?
Yes.
They also use it?
Yes.
And who use the most?
My dad.
You? Your dad?
Yeah.
And he use it for what purposes, do you know?
Work and communicating with other employees.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's interesting. And your dad?
My mom uses it the most. Facebook and talking to me.
Oh, wow. So your mom uses the Facebook. Do you, sometimes she asks you some question over Facebook?
Every day, yes.
Oh, so she thinks probably you guys know more about this new widget or these smartphones than her.
Yes.
Very good. And your dad use it for work?
Yes.
Your mom?
My mom, similar to Aubrey's mom, uses it for Facebook, and the other day she was asking me for help as well.
So if you didn't have any Facebook or smartphone, what would be your life like?
More productive.
More productive. But do you use some kind of, in school, do you use the smartphone for classes?
Yeah, a lot of times during classes when the teacher isn't sure about a certain fact, the teacher has us look it up on our phones.
That's good. And what else you do besides Facebook? Suppose if I'm from Bangladesh, originally from Bangladesh, I'm an American citizen, but I'm a dual citizen, Bangladesh and United States. In Bangladesh, few weeks ago, they banned Facebook. And younger kids went really very happy. They were unhappy, you know. So if you didn't have Facebook on all these social networks or social media in your hand, what would be your life like?
Probably reading books, maybe getting a job.
But from Facebook you communicate with others, have a good time, you know. What do you see in the future? I mean, what's gonna come? That, you know, this is a fast world. Things are coming. We cannot keep up. What are you thinking? What do you expect from the world of technology?
I expect social media and other technologies to become more parts of our lives and education and overall workplace as time goes on.
So isn't it enough for you already, what you have?
For me right now, yes, but the next generation, maybe not.
How about you, Aubrey?
Well, I think that it's going to continue to grow. There might be another addition to Facebook. There's Instagram. Maybe there's going to be a new addition to Instagram. I know schools now start to actually use the social media that we have, like Twitter. Teachers can post assignments on Twitter, reminders that, you know, we have an assignment due. So it can actually really benefit you.
Oh, so the Twitter helps you getting some instant messages, and you can share with the rest of the world.
Yes.
If you want to. So social media is most interactive, that you can get connected to your friends, you can send pictures, Instagram and all these things, so you got all connected. But do you think you can use social media for your educational purposes more? If that's so, what would you suggest to our viewers?
You have to be smart with social media, so you can use it to help you with education, but you also have to make sure that it's not distracting you. I know with me, I use my phone at school sometimes, not for the best purposes, but it can be used for the good purposes. I know they have apps for colleges where you can go on and you can put, like your grades will be on there, or even applying to colleges, you can apply for online and you can get your acceptance letter or denial letter online, so you can get it through your phone, so through the app. But it is a good thing to have for education, but at the same time, you just have to be careful with how you use it.
Are you cautious about like using a smartphone and posting on the Facebook some of your personal stuff in there? Are you worried about it, about the security?
For me personally, I was raised to be very cautious about what I was putting up and reminding myself that anyone can see it and that it'll be up there for who knows how long. So it's just something to remember before I push the little post button.
That's good. So do you think, tell our viewers that if, school students like you, what kind of advice can you give it to them using social networking, this software or whatever they use for their benefits? Can you tell something to our viewers or your peers?
Well, I guess the best I can say is just be careful and be careful with what you're using it for, and just remind yourself that what you post online is for who knows how long, considering how new technologies are currently being developed every single day.
And how about you? Anything you'd like to share with our viewers, especially students, peers around here and globally?
I have to agree with Autumn. You do need to be careful with what you post because it is out there for a very long time and anyone can get a hold of it, and it can be used for the wrong reasons, and you wouldn't want like a picture of you, say, to be used for a wrong reason or even your personal information.
Well, viewers, this is very interesting, our young generation, how they're using social media. Globally, this is the same thing because it is seamless. Nobody actually knows how it works. They know it works and they share information and communicate with their peers all over the world. And now with Aubrey and Autumn, what they mentioned, that you have to be very cautious using them and try to use them for your right purposes. If you are a student, try to use it for educational purposes so that you can have meaningful life in the physical world and also in the digital world. Thank you for watching. See you next time, same place, same time. Thank you.